You're watching RPG Hunter.
Come on, this way. Oh, get down. I think I saw it. The most sought after role-playing game of the year. But it's not what you're thinking, not Daggerheart. It is a fantasy RPG, highly narrative driven, but it was nominated by the community, and several thousand votes later, this game won out ahead of Daggerheart and Raw Steel, even Cosmere, as the #1 most anticipated TTRPG of 2025. And there she is. Come, take a look. Careful. Legend in the Mist. Oh, what a beauty. Take that in. You got it? Take that in. Now listen here. The hunt continues. That's right. We got another sneak peek. We're gonna play and then review, good and bad, the free solo comic book adventure for Legend in the Mist. Let's go.
Dude, you don't want to know how much I just sweat out there.
It is so hot right now.
But you heard right. After we play this graphic novel tutorial, which you should go download for free with my link below so they know who sent you, then I'm gonna tell you what I like, what I dislike, and what I love about Legend in the Mist Rustic Fantasy RPG. Cause I'm Bob, this is where we learn how to have more fun playing RPGs together. But we must have that harsher, critical middle to air out nitpicks and gripes, because full disclosure, this video is sponsored, and even the publisher doesn't want a purely pleasant, oh, everything is so good. Because as always, I want to ensure that this video, but especially the review part, is actually worth your time. Yeah, and be sure to follow along and comment what you like, dislike, and love about this game, then we'll see what we agree on in the review. In this faraway land of forested mountains and brook-strewn valleys, there lives with his family a young deer stalker named Garen. In this game, you play a character, the hero, and tell a story about their journey. The story has a narrator, which can be you or another player, and there can be other heroes too. For now, the narrator will be this book. This tutorial features potential loss of a loved one and some battleground violence. I like how the content warning is actually an enticing spoiler. Here's our character. I really love that design. And by the way, the art style is impeccable throughout. That's the last I'll mention it for this playthrough. Garen is a spirited youth, skilled with a bow and a talented deer stalker. But more than all, he is devoted to his family. Your character is made out of tags. Okay. The short descriptors above highlighted in yellow. To play, you will need 2 6-sided dice. I knew that. Got it. Deathbringer. Here we go. On this fateful day, Garen is out hunting. Wait a minute. Garen is out hunting. We're poised at a deer. Garen, come down to the house. What are you doing up here, Chippy? What happened? There's something wrong with Mother. And I'm noticing right away my devoted to family theme means my weakness is family is my soft spot. So I gotta go to my mother right now and hopefully stop this potential loss of a loved one that we were warned about earlier. Garen wasted no time rushing back to his family's cabin. You called the wise one? What happened? Your mother. She's very ill. She was coming home from the village and she had the misfortune of coming across something unnatural, which left its poisoned mark on her. There's a remedy to this witching poison that I've come across many years ago, but the chief ingredient, it is very hard to come by. Who is this? I assume the old person is the wise one. Is this my sister? Is this an apprentice? It's an herb called the rime thistle that can only be found on the northern slopes of the mountains above the tree line. Yes, anything. I'll find it, but I wish to see her first. Mother, stay strong. I will return with the cure. I will be blunt, Garen. I don't know if she can last the day. Be back before sunset, take this charm. If the fiend that did this is still out there, I don't trust this lady. I've played too many RPGs. I don't know about this. If the fiend that did this is still out there, this may offer some defense against its evil. Oh, thank you, wise one. She's the wise one, not the old guy. Never mind, I guess I do trust them. Each theme also has a quest, one of my hero's goals. Lastly, you have a backpack in which you can store temporary tags called story tags. And so, with a heavy heart and a sense of urgency, Garen sets out to find the rime thistle that could cure his mother. With silent determination, he walks through parts of the forest well known to him, known but not safe. On the old Brook Bridge, someone seems to be in distress.
Call it a bridge toll. We deserve some payment.
Let me pass.
Aye, we keep this bridge in good repair. It's hard work.
How dare you? You ruffians are not even from these parts. What do I do? I'm really trying to save my mom right now, so I think the march over is way too direct. Sneaking is a thing that I'm good at. I will go with that. With a simple outcome shown here, the narrator simply tells you what happened based on the scenario. So since I chose to slip into the forest and sneak closer unnoticed, a deer stalker of stealthy step, you have no difficulty creeping up closer unnoticed and you settle in a good hiding spot. Add this tag to my notes. Whoa. However, while you sneak, the hooded figures, bandits no doubt, beset the traveler.
Enough niceties. Give us your valuables, peddler.
Oh, we'll take them ourselves. Every bandit is a weird pirate. What do? I rally the peddler to help me fight off the bandits. I rush to the rescue. Standing between the bandits and the peddler, I let a warning shot fly to scare them away. I mean, I want to go for a kill shot here, I think. I can't be wasting time. I gotta save my freaking mom. Oh, but I am a spirited youth with untapped fierceness, and my weakness is hard-headed. Let's go with the warning shot. So you roll 2d6, add your power. 10 or more, success. 7 to 9, success with consequence. And 6 or less, fail with consequence. I believe this is also how like Skate Wizards works. So is this from Maze Rats? I mean, I think it is also powered by the apocalypse. What the heck? Did my warning shot just brain this guy? Okay, I'm pretty good. I'm pretty good shot. Get away, you lot, or my next arrow won't miss. Each helpful tag gives you +1 power. That's 4 helpful tags. And if Garen is shooting out of a good hiding spot, yes, it would give him advantage. Add 1 more power. The bandits are hardened, having survived conflict before, so it's not easy to scare them. Reduce power by 1. Adding 4 to that is a 9, is just success with consequence. The bandits advance toward you, ready to tackle you and dish out a beating.
Get 'em. Grab any good stuff they have. Yeah, we didn't come all the way up the mountain for nothing.
What do I do? Try to talk them out of it. I think we're past that. Time is of the essence. This is the kill shot. Oh, and this is a detailed outcome now. So I'm going to count my power, roll the dice in the same way as a quick outcome. If I succeed, I'll be able to spend the power on various effects. And I wish I had something I could add for Devout Family here. Well, I can't add the name of that thing. I'm adding Devout Family, dude. I'm trying to get my mom. Heck yeah. I rolled 8 plus 4 is a 12. Bang. Your arrow flies true and you injure the bandits. You give the bandits a wounded status with a tier equal to the power you rolled, so they're 4 wounded. Will Garen gain the upper hand? This group of bandits is a single challenge. I did not make one of them run away with a warning shot, but I wounded them 4. Victory. The bandits were wounded. They flee before you, leaving a trail of blood behind them. So as a deer stalker, I can follow them later and kill them all. No, I gotta save my mom. As Garen dusts himself off and prepares to continue up the trail, the peddler stops him for a moment. Thank you for your help. I'm Erna from Underbow. Sorry you got dragged into this. It didn't used to be so dangerous on these back roads. Glad I could be of help, Erna. I'm Garen. I beg your pardon, but I don't have much time. I must climb the mountain to find an herb called rime thistle. I need it urgently for a remedy. Rime thistle. I know it. A blue flower, quite rare. It only grows in very cold places. I can help. It's the least I could do. Okay, that's awesome. Make small talk with the peddler? I'm too devout to my family. Ask the peddler if she has anything useful. That'd probably be that, yeah. And allies are tags too. Okay, so I do gain that. Add peddler to my backpack. I ask the peddler if she has anything useful. Of course, I have lots of things. What do you have in mind? They're gonna have resourceful stuff in their bag of curiosities because they're a peddler. I'm adding all 3. 7 total. Jeez, so that's still barely success and consequence. And not to get too reviewer mode right now, but I like how it is now leaving it open-ended what tags I should add or shouldn't add. It's just letting me practice that. So anyway, I apply success and failure. The narrator made a new threat? The passage of time. This status is counted against a limit sunset. The sun will have set and it may be too late for Garen to help his mother. So yeah, I guess that's my consequence. I wasted time looking for stuff. Yikes. And I got nothing now? Okay, I scrolled back up, reread this. It said if you are successful, which I was successful with consequence, you can spend your power, of which I used 3, to create a new tag. Each tag costs 2 power. So I think I can still take one of these, either a climbing pick or a pretty opal. I think the pick would actually be useful, so we're going to add the pick. But the consequence was, I guess, that it took a lot of time to figure that out, which it literally did for our purposes as well. Sunset is approaching. In my haste, Garen leads them into the untrodden parts of the woods, the shadowed places where no hunter dares to go. I said I wouldn't talk about the art again, but I love the art. Until, under an ill wind, they spot a haunched stranger wandering in the woods. Oh, well met, dear stalker. You are far from your hunting grounds. What brings you this far up the mountain? We're here in search of a remedy. Perhaps you can help us. I'd be delighted to help. We can trade the flower you seek for something of yours. I never said I sought a flower. Who are you? What are you hiding? Show yourself! Look at this freak! The stranger casts off its cloak, revealing a monstrous, unearthly creature that instantly towers over Garen. I love that. In the cloak, they looked kind of human-sized, but when they take it off, like, that is so mystical Gandalf style. What are you? I am but a humble wanderer 'tween the trees, a king under the stars, and I can help you find what you seek for a price. Okay, part of my quest as a spirited youth was never surrender to darkness or despair. This feels a little like surrendering to darkness, but it definitely conflicts with my other quest of find a cure. So, what do I do? I must discover more. Okay, I only have the one option in this case. It was this the fiend that poisoned my mother? That's a great question. How was I not immediately suspicious of that? You know, selling the poison and the cure. And I rolled a 7, so plus those 3 is a 10. Success. You believe this to be one of the creatures of Twilight. Treacherous monsters that prey on travelers who stray too far from the trail. It is not to be trusted. It truly wants to make a trade, but you are wary of what it might cost you. You sense it wants something much more than mere earthly possessions. This creature is far too big and monstrous to fight head on. Yeah, maybe you can outsmart it. Classic mistake. It might give me exactly what I want, give me the thing to cure her, but the cost will be her life. As the baffled deerstalker hesitates, the creature presses its proposal. What say you, young one? If you but grant me a cherished memory, the cure could be yours. Dude, memory is too vague, right? Could that mean my whole mom? I offer a different trade. Let's go for it. For this action, you will need something the creature wants. Father's yew bow. Oh, or the peddler's pretty opal. I took the pick. I took the climbing pick. And I can't give up my bow. Wow. But the bow is replaceable. And from a metagame perspective, it's a one-shot. I don't need the bow after this. I'm ruthless, dude. I'm a ruthless player, okay? So take the bow, you freak. Scratch the tag, and it grants 3 power instead of 1. Come on. Woo! I rolled a 10 plus 3. 13. Creature accepts the deal with deep nods. How intriguing. Now, hold your end of the bargain. Where is the rhyme thistle? I do not have the herb, but I will show you the path to it, for I have its pollen, and it knows the way. Quickly, you must follow it. Oh, that's good stuff. Oh, and I have enchanted pollen. My allergies. Before I leave, tell me true. Are you the one who poisoned my mother? No, young master, I was not. Very well. Farewell. I hope our paths never cross again. She took that risk herself, for you, for the mountain folk. And you and I may meet again before the end of your tale. Oh, my hunter headband is getting all out of sorts. The choices you make as your hero during the game transform who they are by changing your themes. Do you feel that you dally too much in your search? Hell no. Did I forego the help of the creature? No, I freaking sacrificed my bow. Did you secure the creature's help thanks to my sacrifice and effort? Yeah, mark a milestone. Did you wound the bandits? Was it out of a dark place? I mean, no, it was out of saving my mom. Did you sacrifice part of myself? I would consider the bow part of myself. Screw it. I mark 1 abandoned for losing my bow. I literally abandoned it. The deerstalker and peddler rush up the mountain. We're here, the north slope, above the tree line, just as the wise one said. It's too steep. Go ahead. I'll wait for you here. Oh no, Garen, the fog is coming in. Find it now. What do? I search for the rhyme thistle. I was thinking I do have the climbing pick. So it's like I would have the option to maybe give that to them and help them if they're too slow, but no, let's just go, man. Let's scramble. I search for the rhyme thistle. Quick outcome. -4 for foggy. Okay, hold on. I'm adding keen senses, devoted to family, climbing pick, which I have, and enchanted pollen. But I don't need the pick after this. I can also get rid of the enchanted pollen. So by burning those 2, I would add 3 for each. 3, 3, 1, 1, 8. I'm gonna roll at least a 3, right? Just don't roll double 1. And it's another 10, baby. 4, 6. Okay. Amid the rocks and ice, I find the rhyme thistle. Continue to the next page. Erna, I found it. Let's go. I rush in, mortar and pestle that. Boil 'em, mash 'em, stick 'em in a tea. Mother. Garen. And Garen's story is only just beginning. And I saved my mom. Okay, yeah, so that's another milestone, quest accomplished there. Woo! So if I evolve my devotion to my family, perhaps he becomes a border ranger who now patrols the highlands. I like the sound of that. I'm a border ranger. Because, like, I'm always just trying to be Aragorn, right? So, review time. Legend in the Mist, The Good. Amazing tutorial. This could go in the great section, but for the sake of chronology, yep, I like the free 50-page solo tutorial, beautifully stylized as a graphic novel. I've come out the other side of this tutorial feeling confident enough to run an adventure for my group. That is exactly what a core book needs to do, and they nailed it. Frankly, it's crazy that they're giving this away for free because it must have been pricey to create just this tutorial as a comic book. So go download it before they change their mind and use my link as an easy way to show the publisher where you heard about it. Easy core roll, 2d6 plus modifiers is a fine choice. I love my swingy d20, but using 2 dice has its perks, and if I have to add 2 random numbers together for every roll, d6s keeps the math pretty fast. Also, I'm glad they used the familiar ranges from Powered by the Apocalypse, and fun fact, I did double check both Skate Wizards and Maze Rats use 2d6 with 10 as success, but they don't have these other ranges. Super easy modifiers. Building on the core roll, every relevant tag that your character has grants +1. It doesn't get any easier than that. Okay, I do have complaints about tags we'll touch on in a minute, and a few points I'm saving for the great section about tags, but for now, I'll just emphasize that character creation via tags is more familiar than you may think. It took me a minute to realize it, but like, choose 4 theme tags is basically the same as choosing Dwarf, Outlander, Cleric, Light Domain. Another one, squares are never mentioned. Yeah, even in the separate book, Action Grimoire, loaded with even more layers of tactical combat options in the base game, you just don't use a grid. And I like that. Geez, I was standing like barely in the grass right there, and I just had a tick on me. I've been here for like 5 minutes. Easy to learn, hard to master. This is my way of politely summarizing why I don't have more points for the good category. I'm sure there are loads of good stuff, but Legend in the Mist is a mechanically deep game of which I have only scratched the surface, and I like that I was able to enjoy such a game with no prior experience because it offers these layers of complexity instead of needing to know chapters of material before you can confidently get started. That's important. And rustic fantasy. I actually love this motif, so I'm only mentioning it here as a preview before we get into my hot takes. But if nothing else, this is a gorgeous book, and it perfectly evokes this theme that I typically call grounded and they call rustic fantasy, where you are small, the world is wide, and without being a super heroic demigod character, you can be a hero. 'Cause there's still some good in this world worth fighting for. Legend in the Mist, The Bad. The book is too big. And this is also a great time to mention that if you pre-order the physical book now, you'll get instant access to the full PDF, but I mean it. This isn't like a job interview, my weakness is that I work too hard. No, I don't like it when RPGs, especially RPGs claiming to be narrative driven, are hundreds of pages long. This book fits how to play on a single spread. So what gives? And I probably sound lazy, I promise I can read, but you see folks, I have played and run Cairn 1E. A 20-page RPG that checked like 80% of my boxes. Okay, we'll let him go. We'll let him go. A 20-page RPG, and it checked like 80% of my boxes for a fantasy game. So that spoiled me. Forevermore, any game with hundreds of pages feels excessive to me. Now, I also know that what feels excessive to me is probably not meant for me. It's meant for players and GMs who are brand new to RPGs, and for the people who want those layers of mechanical depth, and for anyone who appreciates thorough explanations for every detail. Speaking of which, tags are tricky. To be clear, sufficient explanation for tags can almost certainly be found in these hundreds of pages. I just want it spoon-fed to me like a little baby. So to keep this quick, 1, some groups, as we've learned through online discourse around Daggerheart, will never be able to handle this game's tags because of how the player and GM just decide when a tag applies to a situation. If it's not specifically written out in the rules, they'll just take advantage of it because I play with jerks who are out to get me. 2, it sometimes took me a minute or two to reason through whether or not a certain tag should apply. So with 4 or 5 players each listing out and possibly negotiating their modifiers to the GM for every roll, that could soak up a lot of game time. 3, status tags, which, as far as I can tell, are the basis of combat in this game, feel complicated. It's like if D&D had 40 different conditions, but each one used the format of 2024 exhaustion, with multiple levels building up a penalty. And status tags apply not only to characters and to entire groups of bandits, as we saw in the tutorial, but also to equipment and the environment. So, circling back to Book Too Long, The Great. Depth is optional. Expanding on what I said earlier, you can jump right into the tutorial or even into your own campaign using the provided character tropes, bundles of themes and tags based on familiar archetypes. So it's easy to pick one and make it your own by changing a tag or two. And speaking of changes, this game has the coolest character advancement I've ever seen. Oh my gosh, man. This is something I've been looking for and I didn't even know it. Yes, it is fun to reach the heights of power in a particular class or subclass or something, but it is fascinating to be gradually reinventing your character over the course of your campaign by replacing or evolving your tags. I became a border ranger for Aragorn's sake. Please let me know in the comments what are other games that do this, because wow, it is remarkably human and realistic to how we are forever learning and becoming new versions of ourselves. And finally, you heard me say it, I freaking love this game's vibe. From the art and layout to the very words used in the titles and terms of this game, all of it points so clearly to this rustic fantasy motif. It is exactly the subgenre of fantasy I love most because it has the most heart. So I'm definitely biased, but I think this feeling, perhaps more than the mechanics themselves, is what made Legend in the Mist stand out as the most anticipated TTRPG of 2025. Don't get me wrong, I love me some superheroic fantasy, grimdark fantasy, and pulp fantasy to the moon and back. Literally, that's the kind of adventures you do in pulp fantasy. And you can play powerful characters here. They emphasize this idea of having characters like Frodo and Gandalf in the same party, where each impact the story in highly significant ways, even though one is a Maiar with a ring of power, servant of the secret fire, wielder of the flame of Anor, and the other is a hairy-footed, Fantasyland Englishman smoking long bottom leaf all day. But that's my point. You can play Frodo or Sam or maybe Robin Hood or another unlikely folktale hero who we've known since childhood and who, despite their humble beginnings, their lack of superpowers, and even their dread of the wide and mysterious and dangerous world out there, this grounded fantasy character is just a person, but they are a person who always finds the hope and the courage to face utter peril in order to do what they know is right. That is heroism. So, if you want to check out Legend in the Mist, you know where the links are. Please give this video a thumbs up, check out this awesome video on your screen, and say thank you to our patrons and YouTube members for supporting this channel and community against the whims of the algorithm. And keep building.